Good morning, everybody. Matt Modak here to give you my favorite MLB home run predictions for today. We're talking Friday, May 9th. Happy Friday, everybody. The Dong Report is back in your life with 4 MLB home run picks to lock in for today's MLB betting slate slash tonight's MLB betting slate. I don't think there are any day games today. A little bit of a different background from me for the next couple days. I'm out of town traveling for the next couple days. This is what you'll see for the weekend, but hopefully won't change anything regarding the bangers. Before we can get into today's home run picks, let's do a recap from yesterday. Thank you to Shohei Ohtani. I went to bed thinking that we were going to be losers, that we were going to lose every single one of our plays. That did not happen. Shohei came through, I think, in the top of the 9th is what I remember seeing. Doesn't matter. Home run still counts the same. Thankfully, I did unit size up a little bit for Shohei Ohtani, so we did make a slight profit yesterday. 0.33 units of profit is not the most amazing day in the world, but it's at least a day in which we made money on the Dong Report. We lost Abreu, Gleyber Torres, and Max Kepler. Abreu and Kepler didn't really come close. And then Torres hit the crap out of the baseball. He just couldn't quite get the launch angle right. So that Tigers-Rockies series ended up being a bust. All the guys I liked, none of them hit home runs. That's just kind of how it goes. But again, thank you to Shohei Ohtani. That now brings our profit on the year, if you are following my unit size guiding, 8.23 units of profit. If you're putting a blind unit on every single home run, you actually would have been slightly down yesterday because the odds on Ohtani, if these were all for a unit, would have been like 2.4 units, and you would have lost 3 on these guys. So you actually would have lost a little bit yesterday if, again, you put a blind unit on every single one. Regardless, the most important thing here is ROI, 20.23% ROI if you are following my unit size guiding, and that's very good. 20% ROI I am incredibly pleased with. And yeah, so that's what we got. Let's start talking about today's dongs. What I have up on the screen here and what you're going to see me use a ton is Ballpark Pal. This is what the odds screen you see. This is the park factors that I love to look at to see what kind of weather we're looking at for today. And we'll start with that. Some pretty juicy weather games. We see a plus 14% in Coors Field. I'll have a play here. Plus 13% at the Athletics Stadium. I'll have a play here. Nothing in this plus 22%, which is a really juicy game from a weather perspective, but I don't really trust any of these hitters in that game. And then we see a plus 9 here. That'll also have a play in. And then some pretty gross ones. Minus 11, minus 35, minus 22, minus 23. Weather, maybe I put a little too much emphasis on, but I do look at the weather a lot. Enough of that. I did promise a play in some of these good weather games. So let's start with play number 1. Austin Wells to hit a home run. He is best offered at plus 400 odds, and that is at ESPN Bet. It was plus 400 at FanDuel, and then it moved down to plus 370, but you're still able to get plus 400 at ESPN Bet. And this is just my Tails account. This is just, you'll see me reference this a little bit. This is just where I send every play out. It's kind of like a way for people to tail if they don't always want to watch the YouTube videos. This is where I send everything out. But I really, really like Austin Wells. Now, I will admit, there were 3 guys on the Yankees that I was debating between. It was Wells, it was Trent Grisham, and it was Cody Bellinger. Last time I was debating between 3 Yankees. 2 of them hit home runs, but the guy I chose was not the guy that hit a home run. So hopefully that doesn't happen today. I'll give you all my leans at the end of the video, and I'll tell you kind of what made me choose different guys over the other ones. But I really, really like Austin Wells. And the most important thing here, and why you want to target a left-handed hitter, is because of the pitcher. Osvaldo Bido of the Athletics is not a good pitcher. You look at his stats here. He's given up 7 home runs. He's good. He's bad against both, to be clear. But he's given up 7 home runs total. He's given up more to left-handed hitters in a decently fewer number of at-bats as well. So his home run per 9 is 2.12 against left-handed hitters, 1.40 against righties. Again, that's still bad. Both of them across the board are 2 bad numbers, but it's a lot worse against lefties. And then you look at the biggest thing here, that fly ball rate. And I'm just looking at FanGraphs is the website here. It's just where I look at like raw data and stuff. Fly ball rate of 61% is truly disgusting stuff. So you want to target a lefty bat. It's a beautiful weather game, as you can see. I mentioned that. The reason why it's like in the 90s, 90, 84. So that the heat means more carry. So if you get that ball in the air, the weather is just going to help out. And Austin Wells has been very good over the last couple weeks. So I'm looking at his profile on FanGraphs. We're looking at the last 14 days here. 7 barrels is good. 19 hard hits is also pretty good. It's not amazing. That won't be the tops of the MLB, but those are 2 really good numbers. But the most important thing here for him is this launch angle is beautiful. It's exactly what you look for. That's the reason why he has so many barrels while not having as many hard hits, as because he's consistently putting the ball in the air. And a barrel is a specific measurement of like kind of the way you make contact with the baseball. Some websites measure barrel between anything above 98 miles an hour, between like 27 and 31 degree launch angle, something like that. Fangraphs calculates it a little different. All you really need to know is barrel equals good. And if you look at his fly ball rate, 52.5% over the last 14 days, 40% pull rate as well. Very, very good stuff from what we see out of Austin Wells. And the pitching matchup, again, is amazing. We see here +9 extreme advantage in favor of Austin Wells. This is according to Ballpark Pal. It's an A matchup for Austin Wells. It's a D matchup for the pitcher. And you kind of go through it. You kind of go through it, and you kind of see why Wells is better versus right-handed pitching. And the release point is not amazing, B- and a B on the horizontal and the vertical axis. But the biggest thing here is the pitch mix. These three pitches for Beto are the 3 home run pitches: four-seam fastball, slider, sinker. And Austin Wells has very good numbers against all 3 of these, as does Cody Bellinger. So I would probably say the 2 guys that I like the most in this game are Austin Wells and Cody Bellinger. I just liked Wells a little bit better. So he is play number 1, Austin Wells, to hit a home run, +400 odds at ESPN Bet. Let's close some tabs here. Play number 2, I went with Taylor Ward to hit a home run. He is also best offered at +400 odds, and he is best offered at FanDuel. So you're getting the same exact price that I got, the same exact book that I got, quarter unit on this bad boy as well. Quarter unit on all 4 of these guys today, so you don't need to worry about difference in unit sizing. So to start with Taylor Ward. I know a lot of people don't like betting guys after the game after they hit a home run. I'm not worried about that for Taylor Ward for a couple reasons. Number 1, he had 2 hard hits yesterday. Both of them left the bat at above 100 miles an hour, and they were both put in the air. Now, one of them was this home run, right? Traveled 389 feet, was a home run in 30 out of 30 stadiums. This is according to Baseball Savant, which is what I have up on the screen here. But the other hard hit he had, 102.8 miles per hour off the bat, 36 degree launch angle, traveled 378 feet. If he pulled this ball a little bit more, that's a home run. Those are both of his hard hits yesterday. They were both put in the air. That's the most important thing here. Like, you're going to see Santander a lot on this EV page, but look at the launch angle. Single, 14 degrees. Ground out, 4 degrees. Single, 2 degrees. Like, you need guys, in order to hit home runs, that ball has got to be put in the air, which is what I love seeing about Taylor Ward. And if you go through Taylor Ward's game log, he has multiple stretches this year where he's hit the crap out of the baseball. Like, we're looking at home runs. So he's hit 2 in his last 3 games. That's good. But let's go back. There was a stretch here where he had 5 home runs in 5 games. He hit a home run on April 9th, hit 2 on April 10th. Then he missed it on the 11th. And then what? Guess what? Hit a home run in back-to-back games on the 12th and the 13th. So he can go on these home run binges. So I'm not really scared of the fact that he, again, hit one yesterday, because, again, we've seen him do that. And you look at his numbers. I mean, he had the 2 hard hits yesterday that I mentioned. But you see, look at these barrels. A barrel in 3 straight games. A barrel, or 5 barrels in his last 5 games. So he had 2 back on May 3rd and then 0 the day after, but then 3 straight. And the beauty of him, kind of similar to Austin Wells, but even better for Taylor Ward, look at his launch angle. 31 degrees is perfect. I mean, that's a guy trying as hard as he can to hit the ball in the air. Now, some of these are too high, 56, 71, 61. We don't need that. That's too high. You're going to hit that ball straight up. You need him to hit that ball, obviously, with the perfect launch angle to have it leave the outfield, not necessarily the stadium. But that fly ball rate of 75% is truly amazing, amazing stuff. I mean, that's a guy trying as hard as he can to put the ball in the air. In terms of the matchup, it's a good matchup for him as well. It's an 8 strong advantage, not quite a 10 out of 10, which you'll see for the next 2 guys are both 10 out of 10s, but it's an A- matchup for the hitter, a C- matchup for the pitcher. And you go through, release point is good, A- and A. That's perfect. That's what we're looking for. The pitch mix is a little bit interesting because the pitcher, which we'll talk about, Sagano, pitches a bunch of different stuff. I mean, you see like 25, 19, 18%. Taylor Ward generally has good numbers against the stuff that he's going to see. Now, the splitter, he hasn't seen enough of from righties, but 4-seam fastball is the most important thing. He crushes 4-seam fastballs. And this pitcher for the Orioles, he's a 35-year-old rookie. He's not been great this year. You look at his numbers. Home run per 9 of 1.62 is bad. You go through some of his advanced stuff, and the barrel rate, 11%, is bad. Hard hit rate of around 40% isn't terrible, but that launch angle, you want for a pitcher, you want that in the single digits. So he's allowing guys to put the ball in the air, as evidenced by the fly ball rate of 36% isn't terrible, but the line drive rate of just under 20% isn't great. And, he has given up more home runs to lefties, but I'm not scared off of him against a righty either. You look at his numbers against righties. 12% barrel rate, 45% hard hit rate. Like, those are not good numbers at all. So, yeah, he's only given up 2 home runs, but he's been hit hard. So I'm not necessarily scared off of that. And, again, we've seen Taylor Ward go on these home run binges. So that's play number 2, Taylor Ward to hit a home run plus 400 odds at FanDuel. Next up, and now you're going to see what a 10 out of 10 it looks like. I'm taking Corbin Carroll to hit a home run. He is best offered at plus 460 odds at FanDuel, and you are still getting the same price. So no changes there on the price for Corbin Carroll. Now, looking at him, he is not as hot over the last 2 weeks as he was at the beginning of the year. I mean, he had a stretch where he was just consistently having like 3 to 4 hard hits per game, which was crazy. He's still been good recently. We're looking at his last 2 weeks here. 7 barrels is respectable. That's the same number as Austin Wells, as we talked about. But that hard hit rate, 25 hard hits over the last 2 weeks is incredible. Now, the thing with Corbin Carroll is he had a stretch where he just couldn't get the ball in the air. But you see recently, you look at his game logs here. He's hit 2 home runs in his last 4 games, and it's kind of been every other. So yes, no, yes, no. If these trends continue, today will be a home run. But I like to see that he had been hitting the ball pretty hard, and now he's starting to get lift on it. 7 barrels, 16% barrel rate over the last 2 weeks is pretty good. Average EV of 95.7 miles per hour is very good. That basically means when he makes contact with the baseball, it leaves the bat at an average of 95 miles per hour, which is a hard hit. So he a hard hit is considered anything 95 in terms of exit velocity and above. So that's really good. Now the pitcher he's going up against, Roy Sasaki, not a terrible pitcher. He's young. It's his rookie year with the Dodgers. But the biggest thing for him is he really struggles against lefties, and it's his 4-seam fastball that is really a struggle against lefties. So you see that he's given up only 4 home runs this year. All 4 have been hit off of his 4-seam fastball. 3 of them have been hit off of lefties. Now the splitter is what he throws another 35%. Corbin Carroll has incredible numbers against 4-seam fastballs from righties. Now from a release perspective, you can see it's an A and an A, so good to go there. And you see Corbin Carroll has an A grade against the 4-seam fastball, which is graded an F from Ballpark Pal by Roy Sasaki. So that's a terrible combination, is that 4-seam fastball. And, the website that I look at here called Game Day Insights, I look at it a lot for like handedness type of stuff, and then I look at it a lot for batter versus pitcher. And you want to see how these batters perform against 4-seam fastballs. Now, I want to look at a little bit of a bigger sample size. Like, let's just look at the season, which is the last 2 months. Corbin Carroll, 18% barrel rate, 68% hard hit rate, 50% fly ball rate. Those are incredible numbers. He's hit 4 home runs alone off of a 4-seam fastball from a right-handed pitcher. And that's the pitch that gets hit the hardest for Roy Sasaki, and he throws it over 50% of the time. So a match made in dong heaven is what I like to call it when everything kind of lines up like this. The weather is fine. Chase Field normally isn't a pitcher, or is normally not a hitter's park, but the conditions today are much more conducive for hitters than they normally are. It's hot, and I don't think that they're going to have the roof, and if they do, it's going to change this a little bit. But you see, according to Ballpark Pal right now, they don't have it as the roof being put on. Maybe they will because it is hot. It's 100 degrees in Arizona, so maybe they will, and then that will make the conditions a little bit worse because Chase Field is just a big outfield. As you can see, it's bigger than average. But at least they have the same dimensions on both the right and the left. So really not a ton of differences there, aside from 5 feet at like the foul pole. But regardless, very confident in Corbin Carroll to come through for a home run. That is our 3rd play. And then our 4th and final pick of the video, Jackson Merrill. We're taking him to hit a home run. He is best offered at plus 470 odds. Wow, it even went up. So I woke up. When I bet Jackson Merrill, it was plus 430. I checked about 10 minutes later to actually send this out because when I went through my notes, it went up to 470. Now it went all the way up to plus 520. So I don't really know what's happening here, but you can get an even better price than what I locked in on Jackson Merrill. So you're able to get plus 520 by the time you're watching this. And And then, yeah, so Jackson Merrill, there's a lot of things to like here. 10 out of 10, extreme advantage in favor of him. It's an A-plus matchup for Jackson Merrill. It's a D-minus matchup for the pitcher. And you look at Jackson Merrill, so, he missed about a month with the hamstring injury. He came back, had 2 hard hits his first game back. Then his second game back, 3 hard hits, 2 barrels, 1 home run. The guy was on fire before he got hurt, as you can see with all of these, a barrel in 5 straight games, whatever that is. He missed a month, came back, immediately on fire. And you look at his EV logs. So he's played 2 games, the 6th and the 7th. And his EV logs are insane. So we're looking at his first game back, 105.2 miles per hour off the bat, double. Didn't have the launch angle, only 5-degree launch angle. It was never going to be a home run. But we love to see that exit velocity. Single, 100 miles an hour off the bat, minus 9-degree launch angle. Again, never going to be a home run, but at least his first game back, he's hitting the ball hard. And then his next game, so I want to go to the 8th, not the 9th. I want to go to the 8th. I want to look at, where is that game? Or no, I want to go to the 7th. Excuse me. That's no wonder why I couldn't find it. I want to go to the 7th and look at the Padres-Yankees game. And we're going to see home run, 107 miles an hour off the bat, 417 feet, 28-degree launch angle. Perfect. Look at the next one right below that. Fly out, 26-degree launch angle, 388 feet. Picture perfect. Exactly what you're looking for. He was robbed of the home run on this one. And then his other hit, 100 miles an hour off the bat. So all 5 of these hard hits that I showed you, all 5 of them were 100 plus miles an hour off the bat. Now, Coors Field, it's rated highly for home runs. It's always going to be rated highly for home runs because of the humidity, because of the altitude. Generally helps carry. Coors Field is, I think, I looked it up yesterday because it felt like every time I target a game at Coors, I come away disappointed. I meant to write this down, but I looked up Coors Field in terms of just the number of home runs hit at the stadium, and it's not as high as you would think. I think I can actually look it up here. And that'll take too long. You guys don't care about that. But Coors Field hasn't quite been the juicy pitching matchup that we're or the hitter matchup that we're used to seeing. But it's still Jackson Merrill hitting the crap out of the baseball. And he's got a beautiful, beautiful matchup. Antonio Senzatella pitching for the Rockies. This guy's a dong machine. Look at his last 3 years. 3.52 home run per 9. Granted, in basically no sample size. But this year, consistent starting rotation pitcher. 34 innings, 2.10 home run per 9. You look at his splits. If you want to look between righties and lefties. His home runs admittedly have been a lot more to righties, even though he's a right-handed pitcher. So you want to look at a Manny Machado or Fernando Tatis. They're just not nearly as hot at the plate as Jackson Merrill. But none of his numbers against lefties really scare me off. I mean, the biggest thing here is he just hasn't allowed guys to put the ball in the air. But you look at his pitch mix, and he's not like a ground ball type of pitcher. I mean, he throws the four-seam fastball 57% of the time. Jackson Merrill annihilates four-seam fastballs from righties. That's why it's such a good matchup for him, a +10. It's a A+ and A- in terms of release points, so that's good. And then A+ against the four-seam, A+ against the slider, A+ against the changeup. I mean, yeah, Jackson Merrill's good. And all these pitches stink from Antonio Senzatella. So I'm not really scared off of the fact that he hasn't been hit in terms of home runs from lefties because, I mean, we're talking like a 47% hard hit rate. Above 6% barrel rate isn't terrible, but then look at these just Sierra, bad, K percentage, bad, average, bad. So I love Jackson Merrill. I'm surprised the odds keep moving against me. I'm wondering if I'm going to refresh this and it's going to go up to plus 550 or whatever. I'm only going to track out the number that was sent out, so you're able to get a better price here. That's not. That's only when I'm going to. Again, I'm going to track the plus 470. But that's all we got. So the 4 official home runs that we have for today. Then I'll go through my leans. Are Taylor Ward plus 400, Austin Wells plus 400, Corbin Carroll plus 460, Jackson Merrill plus 470. Very confident in all 4 of these. In terms of the leans, and then I'll explain what these bottom 5 and highlighted a different color mean. So, I was debating Pete Alonso, but it's a terrible weather game. If you look at that game at Citi Field, it's cold. It's in the 50s, I believe, in terms of temperature, low, 50. So it's the low 50s. And Citi Field is generally a bigger outfield, not a great hitter's park. So that kind of held me off there. Bregman, I forgot what held me off. I think it's something held me off of Bregman. I think maybe also the weather held me off. Oh yeah, it being played at Kansas City home field, terrible for home runs. It's a wide outfield, low barometric or high barometric pressure, wind blowing in. It's a terrible home run conditions. Even though it's a good pitching matchup, I don't want to do anything with Kauffman Stadium. Same thing with these two, with Harper and Schneemann. Harper finally put the ball in the air yesterday. 3 hard hits. I think were all flyouts, but it's the same thing from a weather perspective. If you look at that game, Progressive Field, winds blowing in, it's in the 40s. So in its high barometric pressure, terrible for carry. So I figured, in a slate with as many juicy plays as today, I figured why push it with a terrible weather game. And then I already mentioned Cody Bellinger. I decided Austin Wells over him, but if you want to put him in a round robin or something like that, I don't think he's bad. And then these 5, I was messing around with Chat GPT and kind of spitting out telling it the inputs that I like to look at for home runs. Like, give me advanced batter stats over the last 2 weeks, looking at like barrel rate, hard hit rate, all that stuff, number of hard hits. Look at the pitching matchup, the handedness, all that stuff. Look at the stadiums and look at the weather. And these are the 5 that Chat GPT spit out. Now, I'm not going to just bet them just because Chat GPT told me so, but I figured why not track it? Why not see if Chat GPT has anything going on with these home runs? So if you trust AI, bet these 5. If you think AI is going to take over the world, don't bet these 5. But that's all we got. So I appreciate you guys for watching. 4 home run picks for you guys to lock in. If all 4 of these guys hit a home run, that would be amazing. I mean, that would be incredible. If that happens, we would profit. If you look at my spreadsheet here, 4.33 units. If just one of these guys hits a home run, we're at least making money. So appreciate you guys for watching. Make sure to like the video, comment, subscribe. Check out Ballpark Pal. I put links to that in the description of the video, as well as my Tails account. Make sure to bet responsibly and have a good one.